So this video is going to be a continuation of our properties of logs notes, and in this video we're going to focus on expanding logarithms. So here are some examples, since you've already heard the explanation about how properties of logs works. So let's say we had log base 5 of 3xy. So here, if I look at this, I can see that I have three different things here that are all being multiplied together. So that means that I'm going to have log base 5 3 times. And since these are adding or multiplying together, that means we would be adding them. So log base 5 of 3 plus log base 5 of x plus log base 5 of y. So I took a condensed expression and I expanded it out. Let's say we had log base 2 of x squared over 7. So I have two different items here. I have an x squared and I have a 7. So that means that I'm going to write the word log twice when I write my expanded version. So I'm going to have log base 2 of x. And if you guys remember, anytime we have an exponent, we bring it to the front. So the squared only goes with the x, it does not go with the 7. So I just bring it to the front of this expression, plus log base 2 of 7. And that should not have been a plus, that should have been a minus, my bad. So since this is a division problem, those two things should be subtracted. Okay. So this one is a little bit more complicated here. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 things. So I'm going to see ln 4 times in my answer. So I've got ln of 3 plus ln of x. And this 2 right here, it does not apply to the 3, it only applies to the x. And so it should go in front of the ln that went with the x. So those two things were being multiplied. Now, the rest of this we can actually write in two different ways. So these things are being divided, so I can say minus ln 6 minus ln y to show that those two things were divided. Or, another way to write this exact same problem, some people like to think of this as the 6 and the y are being multiplied by each other on the bottom. So then you could say on the bottom, so I'm saying minus because I'm saying these two things have been divided. And then we could say, well, on the bottom, I saw that the 6 and the y were being multiplied together. So these two expressions are equivalent. Here, it's just kind of like you had a negative that you distributed. So either one of these answers would be totally fine as an expansion for that expression. Okay, so on this one, if I had log of 3x plus 5 times 2x plus 1, this would actually have to be like that. So this log applies to all of this stuff. These two things are being multiplied, so I'm going to write the word log twice. And it's the first one plus the log of the second one. And then we'll go ahead and call this our last example. If we had ln of x plus 7 over x, then we have two different parts. We have the x plus 7 is one part and the x is the other part. So that means we're going to write ln twice. So we're going to say x plus 7 was the top part and we're dividing, so we're subtracting off the other part. Technically that x did not need parentheses around it, but this x plus 7 did.